Welcome to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank that brings you market views and insights on the go.
Welcome to Cut to the Chase. This is Daniel Lam, your host for the podcast. In Hong Kong, we had always been bombarded by the real estate culture. It's just everywhere. And there have been many movies and TV shows about those who made massive fortune by investing in real estate. But really, real estate investments have done very, very well in many other major cities as well over the past decade. But is this trend going to continue? Should investors stay in love with real estate, just like many of them are for growth stocks, which we discussed in the podcast last Wednesday? So to start, let me tell you a little piece of statistic. Do you know where US 10-year yield was back in 1982? 5%? 10%? No, the answer is 15%. Oh yes, such was the rampant inflation that was underlying the markets at that time. I remember the elder generation, they were telling me that they were paying nearly 20% annual interest in their mortgage payments back in Hong Kong in the 1980s. So you can see that mortgage servicing is a key driver for real estate prices. I'm sure that those of you with mortgage bills would notice that your interest payment figures has been rising this year. And for the first time in many years, renting a place in many cities is actually cheaper than buying a place through mortgages. So the investment demand for purchasing houses is coming down. This would result in softer house prices. Now, for many people, houses represent a significant part of their net worth. And most likely, the other risky assets that they're holding have been under pressure this year. So therefore, they would have less desire to spend and to consume because their net worth is getting less. And that feeds into the real economy, resulting in a spiral. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to scare you here. I'm not saying that US 10-year yield would be going back to the teens. After all, structurally, yields should be lower than those days. And that's mainly due to technology, because that's brought much more efficiency in doing businesses. But it does show that the foreign yields have been an extremely powerful tailwind for real estate in all these years, especially over the last decade, where QE was capping yields at ultra-low levels. And now, these factors have been reversing, and they're likely to continue so. Hence, it is little surprise that our CIO team is underweight real estate equities across the globe. For real estate to turn, we need to see strong confirmation that the rate hikes will stop and inflation firmly under control. And that's not likely to happen until perhaps in 2023. That's all from me today. As always, if you enjoyed this podcast, please don't forget to rate and like it. Thanks for listening, and we wish you a happy day ahead.
Thank you for listening to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank. For more details on the latest market insights, subscribe to Standard Chartered Money Insights.